Coming up this morning on Daybreak, we continue our courageous conversation on workforce issues and needs around the Ozarks, discussing what can keep someone from finding a lasting career.
And one person is in critical condition in a Springfield hospital following an overnight shooting. We'll bring you that story.
Plus, what Springfield Public Schools are doing to make sure students are kept from cyberbullying. We'll have that and more coming up for you this morning on Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. It's Monday, April 29th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
Joe Morano here with you, almost to the end of the month as we start this new week. It's crazy to me.
I know, last Monday in April went by quick.
Yeah, certainly does. Always seems like it does, though. And not a bad weekend weather-wise. Enjoyed it outdoors.
Yeah, it was sunny, warm, but some wind over the weekend, right?
Yeah, it was gusty. Saturday, we saw gusts up to almost 50 miles per hour.
Oh, really?
It was really breezy.
My family was playing bags.
Oh,
the
yeah.
game?
Yeah.
And just our whole game was off because of the wind.
You can't have the game.
That's okay. It was fun anyway.
The golfers too in Legends of Golf were having problems.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah,
probably. So what do we have as we start off this new week then?
It's going to be windy today. That'll die down through the overnight, and then we have a lot to talk about. The 7-day, very busy. Let's start with the flash flood watch. That was put into effect. This will go into effect Tuesday morning, so tonight at 1 a.m. and will last through Thursday at 7 a.m. for counties north of I-44. It does not include Greene County, but it is to our west and our northwest counties. And that's because we are expecting between 1 to 4, maybe locally more, between 5 and 6 inches of rainfall by the end of this week. Right now, we've got some showers and storms developing in our northwestern counties. This line now sub-severe, but we could still see some pretty gusty winds as it makes its way into the rest of the Ozarks. Otherwise, things are cloudy and things are still pretty warm. We're looking at temperatures in the 50s and 60s across much of the Ozarks. We're looking at 57 in Springfield, 54 in Branson, 62 down in Harrison. We've still got gusty winds across much of the area. We're going to keep the gusty winds through this morning, and those will die down through the rest of the overnight hours. We've got a severe weather potential to talk about for Tuesday and Wednesday with rounds of showers and storms with this active and unsettled pattern. We'll do that in a few minutes.
Here's what's making news now. One suspect is in custody and another is on the run after an overnight shooting in Springfield. Once officers arrived in the area of West Lois Street, they found a male victim inside a house suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to a local hospital in critical condition, but according to Springfield police, he is expected to survive. Officers used multiple canine units to track the suspects, and the cause of the shooting is unclear, but officers do believe it was isolated.
Nearly 60% of teens have personally experienced cyberbullying, according to a recent Pew Research Center survey. Springfield Public Schools is working on that issue on its campuses. SPS Middle School counselor Brian Vegas says students are encouraged to tell an adult if they witness someone being bullied, and that the district also works to provide parents with tools for its children.
I try to explain to parents that no, you don't have a right to look at your child's online stuff. You have a duty to make sure you are checking it.
For parents, it's recommended to know every social media platform your child is on, including usernames and passwords. Also keep in mind there are apps available to monitor what your child is doing online.
Continuing this morning, we have another courageous conversation to bring you, our series on workforce development in Springfield. Last week, we outlined the issue surrounding a depleting workforce in the area.
That's right. Now, Color 10's Hannah Zettel digs into some of the barriers that could stop people from finding a lasting career.
Good morning, Lauren and Joe. As the workforce seems to be depleting across the country, prospective employees that want to fill open positions face a number of barriers. Language, unfinished credentials, and, as displayed here in Springfield, a lack of transportation.
I have to walk to work. I would have to walk about a couple miles just to get to work. And then if it starts raining, snowing, bad weather, it makes it hard.
Richard Gomez and his wife Bobby have found work through PenMac, an employment agency, for nearly 2 years.
We'd have to find somewhere close in town to work, and we've done that before, and it's really difficult.
The couple does not own a car, instead taking a shuttle provided by PenMac that picks them up right from home and takes them to their jobs at Jordan Valley Health Clinic.
You just have to call the driver 2 hours before you have to be to work, and they come to your house, pick you up, and take you to work. And we're always on time.
The van service costs $7 a day, automatically deducted from employees' payroll. Stuart Stringer is VP of Operations at PenMac and believes the shuttle service that has been available for 30 years draws in employees who otherwise couldn't make it to work and retains them.
It's kind of evolved into more of a resource for our employees. Some take advantage of it for their entire tenure of working for us, and others just use it as an emergency basis.
If it wasn't for this van, we would have to take buses, taxis, walk to work. It's very accommodating and it helps us out a lot.
For car owners, getting to work on time is not a main concern, but some employees must find other transportation. The public bus is limited to some neighborhoods and time-consuming, and taxi service too expensive.
So it's a great resource for us, it's a great resource for our employees, and it's a great resource for the companies that use us because they rely on the people to get there, and we can help with that.
Well, if you can't get there, obviously you can't take the jobs, and then if you manage to...
Kelly Costin drives one of PenMac's 4 vans in Springfield, picking up and dropping off employees throughout the day. She has seen employees' lives change using the service, even saving money to eventually buy a car of their own.
They give us a heads up, give us their address, and we pretty much take it from there.
Transportation isn't the only barrier facing the workforce today.
And a lot of people don't even know about the various resources out there.
Francine Pratt is the director of Prosper Springfield and works to find solutions to issues facing Missouri's workforce development.
I think what's key, anytime you have your major leaders say, this is what we need to focus on.
When I said workforce development infrastructure are key to the future of our state.
And these are the 3 main pathways that we need to focus on. Then we can get our nonprofits and our employers to also follow those pathways.
To combat barriers like little access to secondary education, programs like Springfield Public Schools Dropout Recovery Initiative and OTC's programs to complete unfinished credentials are creating an arena for additional education to become more attainable.
One of the things that we're finding, if someone has not had modeling at home to know how to get up and go to work, how to interact in a team, it can be a challenge. We're finding that they're hiring people and they can get people in the entry level, but trying to get people to that mid-level job requires additional skills. A lot of the organizations in the community are starting to adapt that to the services that they're providing.
Pratt believes Springfield is on the right track to decreasing barriers, restructuring employers' views, and filling openings with employees willing to brave the elements for a better life.
Pratt says there are more than 39,000 workers in Springfield making minimum wage and entry-level positions. Programs like Prosper Springfield can help that population increase job skills and move into those higher-level positions. If you want to learn more about Prosper Springfield, head to ozarksfirst.com. Look for our Courageous Conversations page.
All right, Hannah Zettel this morning. Thank you very much. Up next for you here on Daybreak, Avengers Endgame wraps up its first weekend in theaters.
We'll let you know if it did as well as it was expected to in your Money Watch next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.